Hi, welcome to the CV Africa Facebook Live. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nick Parker. I am the Community Manager for the Africa office. And if this is your first time joining us, the reason we do this is to give you a little bit of an overview of what we've been up to this month as the CV Africa office. What we also try and do is bring in one or two of the staff members from the team that maybe you wouldn't normally get to see, kind of introduce them and give you an idea of what they do and kind of what their role is within the organization. So obviously it is the end of May. May has been a phenomenal month. It's actually been a really short month here in South Africa. We've had a couple of public holidays. It was my 5-year wedding anniversary, so that was awesome. Not that you guys really care about that. Yeah, it's been a good month. It's also been a very busy month. For those of you who don't know, the World Cup is coming up. The Soccer World Cup is coming up. So our content team has been extremely busy preparing some content that we're going to be running during the course of the World Cup. You know, we're connecting with other soccer ministries, and you know, we're just going to try and get this content to as many people as possible during the time of the World Cup. We've also been talking about some really awesome stuff and connecting with guys in countries like the DRC and Angola and Mozambique, and just talking about other languages. So there's a lot going on, a lot of really cool stuff. And so next month, end of June, obviously the World Cup starts in June. So I think the Facebook Live we do next month, we'll be able to give a little bit more feedback on how well the campaign's going for the Soccer World Cup. Cool. So that's kind of like a really brief overview of kind of what we've been up to. If you do kind of want to keep up to date like daily or weekly with what we've been doing, you can always head over to the Facebook page that you're on right now. Have a look around. We're always posting stuff from One Africa or Yes He Is or CV Prayer. So yeah, but what I do want to do, and this is kind of like the focus of this CV Live, is I want to introduce you to someone who's actually been at CV a lot longer than I've been here. He's been with us 8 years. His name is Jared Saunders. We also call him Team Nike. He's or Air Jordan Saunders. No, I'm just making this up as I go. Jared, come and join me, bro. Come and join me. Come and join me. Come and join me.
Who calls me Team Nike?
Team Nike.
Who calls me that?
I just made that up. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So Jared, for those of you who don't know, Jared is part of our content team. So he is one of the guys that goes out filming stuff, filming testimonies, editing, post-production, the works. He's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. He does everything. And it's quite funny that I say that, because actually when you started at CV, content wasn't what you did. You kind of came in a completely different role. So you've been here 8 years. Maybe first of all, like just tell us a little bit who's Jared Saunders, you know, wife, kids, all that kind of stuff. And then maybe what your first job was here, because I think it's quite different to what you're doing now.
Okay. Where do I start? I moved to Cape Town in 2009, and I started working at CV in 2010 during the World Cup. Since then, I've gotten married.
Oh my goodness! So you literally came in right in like the thick of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And that was when we were still doing radio. Hey.
8 years ago. So
yeah.
And I started as a web developer, actually.
Oh my goodness! Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I did web designing, and from there, the person who was in charge of me left, and I ended up being moved into graphics. From graphics,
oh my gosh, bro.
I sort of moved into audio. From audio, I eventually ended up in the video team.
Oh my goodness!
Which is what I do now.
But was it? And the video team even then wasn't even called content. It was called new media.
No, it's called new media.
Yeah.
So it was basically anything that had to do with media.
Okay, cool.
Media.
So the one thing I think is important for people to realize is that CV, as you guys probably know now, is obviously we specialize in online. We do online evangelism. All our content is online. You're watching this online. But we actually started off primarily as a radio station. Yeah, in this office. So a lot of the stuff you were doing, websites,
was for radio,
yeah, it was for like you actually came into like work for a radio station.
Yeah. It was the World Cup, like I said before, and they wanted to start a mobile site for the soccer stuff and to have chats about the radio.
Oh wow!
Stuff. So yeah.
Didn't you win an award for that?
Yeah, we won an award for that.
Oh my goodness! How did you? So you literally came here, boom, started working, won an award.
Something like that.
That's
like
not a bad way to start. Okay, so come here, 2000, straight into the World Cup, doing like online graphic design. Go to audio. That's like already like quite a big jump.
Yeah.
End up in the content team. And then the first project you end up working on is like this massive project. Maybe like, for those of you who don't know, we have it's kind of like a short film called Home that was made
it's
for
a feature film.
Feature film. You see, I don't even know the correct terminology. Called Home, and it's for the deaf community.
Yeah.
Maybe just talk a little bit about like how that came about. Also, you won some awards for that as well. Like.
Let me start by saying that was probably the most difficult thing that we've ever done at CV because we are all none of us speak sign language.
Sign language, yeah.
So imagine being on set. It's your first time directing anything. First time writing anything, and you have to communicate with somebody else, and they are interpreting for you.
So it's like a whole nother language.
Yeah, so literally, like, there was silence for the first few days. I mean,
naturally,
it was a strange one. And literally, actually, the first shot that we did, the person who was supposed to act in the scene didn't have the correct shoes, so I had to remove my shoes.
Oh my goodness!
So
these are like all the behind-the-scenes stories you're giving us right now.
So I'm literally running around with no shoes for the first day of the shoot as well.
Wow, that's maybe this is a silly question. I mean, I wasn't here during that time, but why the decision to do like a deaf movie?
We were approached by a deaf organization who wanted to do something to evangelize to deaf people.
Oh wow, amazing!
And basically, the idea came about that. What if we did a movie and we screened it to them because that was an easy way to communicate something cool to them. So they basically did the story of the prodigal son, and that's what we moved to.
And from start to finish, I mean, how long did that project take?
Oh, it took close to a year.
Oh my goodness! Because I remember when I started here, we were collecting like response forms. So what the guys did was they actually hired out. They connected with churches and hired out like cinemas and churches would screen this movie. Yeah. People would come and watch, and then at the end they'd actually have an opportunity to give their lives. And we had response cards, and those response cards came back here. So all in all, it was a phenomenal content, phenomenal. Outreach. I know the guys are still using that video quite extensively, and I mean, you won an award for it. What award was it that you?
I don't actually remember. It's been a long time.
Joe doesn't remember, but he won an award for a movie. It's obviously a very important award. It's so important that Joe forgot it. Okay, so then that project straight into another big project. Which is also so bizarre. When I started here, you guys had just finished this project. Yeah. It was a zombie movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, a lot of people don't really associate like Christianity and evangelism with like zombies. But the way you guys tied it all together was super awesome. I mean, how did that even come about? What was the thinking there?
Well, after we did the deaf thing, the deaf film, we were like, we need to do something else. Obviously, for hearing people, something cool, something that. And at that time, the zombie genre was in. I think
was it during the time of The Walking Dead?
The Walking Dead just started, cool. And I had this idea. I thought, what if the Walking Dead, the zombies? What if all the people in there were basically? What if there was a metaphor for the way people are today? Like they just walk around as undead until Christ changes your life. You know, you resurrect.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, it's an awesome video, and I remember actually, quite funnily enough. It got screened in a couple of like, I forget the name, like
festivals.
Festivals, yes. And a lot of people actually didn't know it was like a Christian movie, and then at the end it was like, oh, they got me. No. So the reaction was awesome. I remember we also combined it. There was like a big zombie walk in Cape Town. We went and took photos, and we linked people to the video. It was awesome. Then for that movie, you won an award as well. Yeah, like some UK.
That one I remember.
Oh, what was that?
It's the International Christian Film Association, something like that. Something like that.
It was in the UK, hey?
Yeah, it was.
So a UK team went and like collected it for you and sent it to us. So that's not bad. I mean, you come from graphic design, web design, graphic design, audio into video. First two projects you like win awards for. That's not a bad way to start.
Yeah,
I think just two more things quickly. I think the first thing is going forward, obviously the way we do content now is very different. You know, for web-based, it's very specific in terms of like time, and we're trying to communicate a specific message, still in a creative way. What's that transition been like for you, going from something that's a lot longer, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, full-length movie to like shorter content? Like, I mean,
it's been difficult actually because I think we all programmed to, and initially when we started, we made they say when you're a film student, you make really long videos.
Yeah, yeah.
And then as you progress, your videos become shorter and to the point. And I think that's kind of how it was for me. Like, I first started off, I wanted to tell as much as possible in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then eventually it progressed into the short, where you could literally tell a story in 20 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
But it does take some training. It does take some time to learn what's important and what's not important. And even just coming up with the idea that will work in 2 minutes or a minute is
it's super tough. It's super, and then you also have to be super hard on like, what do I keep, what do I not keep. So obviously, I mean, for those of you who don't know, which you probably don't, so Jared obviously works at CV. He's been here for a long time. On top of that, he also has a blog and kind of a business he runs on the side called Fortress of Solitude, where you focus on like movies and games and all that kind of stuff. So my last question is kind of in line with obviously what we do with here at CV, but also what you've experienced with your own personal blog, and that is like, where do you see like online going in terms of connectivity and in terms of communication and in terms of engagement? Because I think the biggest problem a lot of churches have is, or people who even interact with us as an organization, is they haven't really bought into the online thing yet. They don't really see like, it almost feels like this very foreign thing, or like they've just started trying it. Like, what would you say, like, from your experiences, like, hey guys, online is a place where we need to be proactive, we need to be engaging people.
Yeah, I think online is the future. I mean, you just have to look at the way TV is progressing now. TV, I mean, in the sense of Netflix and Showmax and those sort of things, they're killing cinema at the moment. You know, because people want things on demand. People want things quickly. People want what they want when they want it, and I think that has become a more something that people that are focusing on now. So if I think about, I want to send a video about a dog to my friend, I'm going to look for that, and that's what I'm going to do. I was actually thinking about this yesterday, about my son. He's 7 months old, and he's going to grow up in a future where everything he wants, he can get instantly.
Instant access. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Like before, when I was his age, we had to get like videotapes and you know, we had
order
to
a CD online, or order a CD that comes in the mail like 2 weeks later.
Or wait up late night and record what you wanted from local TV and But now, literally, I mean, if he wants something, if like for example he likes music, so when he wants music, he wants it immediately.
Oh my goodness!
Like he's already programmed like that. Like what he wants it now.
Has he got an iPad already?
Yes, he does.
Oh my goodness, that's so crazy, man! iPad. Wow, I didn't even know.
7 months old.
That's mad. Okay, cool. So I think the main thing here is obviously it's awesome just to kind of speak to Jared and just hear from him in terms of his expertise and his experience over the years. And I think just commending him on the fact that like in every season he's just been faithful in terms of whether it was web design or graphic design or audio, and now in the content team is a huge asset to us as an organization. In fact, most of the videos you see have come through his trusty hands or his trusty computer screen. But I think the most important thing to remember, and I love what Jared said just about like, you know, online and it being the future, is that, you know, we live in a society now where we're more connected than ever before. We have the opportunity to engage with people from across the world in ways that like previously were never possible. So I think the one thought I'd love to just leave you with this week is just find ways of connecting with people in a new way that you've never thought of before, or kind of change your approach to online, because I really do believe we have the opportunity to engage people right where they're at. Whereas before, you know, you'd have to walk to someone's house, or you'd have to invite them to come to a crusade, or, you know, we now have that opportunity to engage with someone while they're sitting at home on the couch, or you know, while they're in their office space. So with that thought in mind, and that access available to us, I think it's a amazing opportunity we have. So yeah, awesome. Jared, any final words? Any last thing you want people who are watching this to know? CV Africa people, nothing. Adidas or Nike? Obviously Nike. Yeah, always Nike. Okay, cool. That's Jared's parting words. Nike for life. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us again on this week's, I said this week's, actually meant this month's Facebook look back or roundup. As always, if you guys want to know more about what we do here at CV Africa, please leave a comment below, message us, email us, reach out to us. We'd love to chat to you and engage with you and work with you. Until the end of June, enjoy the World Cup. Look out for our videos on the World Cup. Have a phenomenal June. Awesome. Cheers, guys.